to Mysterious Minds. Our first episode will be focused on the mysterious disappearance of the Anjikuni people in northern Canada. In November 1930, a remote Inuit village in Nunavut, Canada, was discovered abandoned, and the entire population of around 2,000 people were missing. To this day, the fate of the Anjikuni people remains one of Canada's most enduring mysteries. In this video, we will explore what happened to this remote Inuit community, examine the various theories surrounding their disappearance, and try to unravel the mystery that has baffled investigators for over 90 years. The Anjikuni people were living in the remote northern region of Canada, near the shores of Hudson Bay. They were a self-sufficient community that lived off the land and had minimal contact with the outside world. They were skilled hunters, fishermen, and craftspeople, and had a rich cultural history that included legends of spirits and supernatural beings. The discovery. In 1930, a fur trapper named Joe LaBelle arrived in the Anjikuni village, intending to trade with the locals as he had done before. However, he discovered the entire village deserted with no sign of the inhabitants. He searched the village and found that the villagers had left behind all their clothing and personal belongings, including guns and ammunition. Even the sled dogs had been killed and buried in shallow graves. LaBelle immediately reported the mysterious disappearance to the authorities. When the authorities arrived at the village to investigate, they found no evidence of foul play or struggle. The village had been left unlocked, and food was still cooking on the stoves. The villagers' canoes were still in the water, and their food supplies had not been depleted. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, or RCMP, conducted an extensive search of the area, but found no trace of the missing villagers. The disappearance of the Anjikuni people has spawned many theories over the years, ranging from natural disasters, epidemics, and poisonings to more outlandish explanations, like alien abductions or supernatural events. Some people believe that the villagers were taken by a local tribe, while others suggest that they were victims of a government conspiracy. Natural disasters. One of the most commonly suggested explanations for the disappearance of the Anjikuni people is a natural disaster, such as an earthquake or severe weather conditions. Some believe that a powerful storm or a sudden onset of severe winter weather could have struck the village, forcing the inhabitants to flee. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory, and the weather conditions in the region during that time period were relatively mild. Epidemic. Another theory is that the Anjikuni people were struck by an epidemic or a contagious disease that swept through the village, killing everyone and forcing the survivors to flee. This theory is supported by the fact that the village was left intact, with food still cooking on the stoves and no sign of struggle or violence. If this were the case, it is surprising that no bodies were found and that no other settlements in the region reported any outbreaks of disease. Poisoning. Some have suggested that the Anjikuni people were poisoned, possibly by consuming contaminated food or water. This theory is supported by the fact that the villagers' food supplies were left untouched and that their sled dogs had been killed and buried in a shallow grave. However, there is no evidence to suggest that the villagers' food or water was contaminated, and it is unclear why someone would poison an entire village. Alien abduction. One of the more outlandish theories is that the Anjikuni people were abducted by aliens. According to this theory, extraterrestrial beings landed in the village and abducted the inhabitants, leaving behind their personal belongings and the sled dogs. In the 1950s, a journalist named Frank Edwards visited the site and conducted interviews with local Inuit residents. He reported that they had seen strange lights in the sky on the night of the disappearance, leading him to speculate that the villagers may have been abducted by extraterrestrial beings. However, Edwards' claims were largely dismissed by the mainstream investigators. Government conspiracy. Another theory is that the Anjikuni people were the victims of a government conspiracy. Some have suggested that the Canadian government was conducting secret experiments in the area and that the villagers were either killed or taken away to be used as test subjects. This theory is supported by the fact that the RCMP investigation was limited and that the government has never provided a satisfactory explanation for the disappearance. Some say that they were forcibly removed from the area by the Canadian government, who were interested in exploiting the region's mineral resources. However, it remains a matter of speculation. More recent theories. Recently, in 2004, a team of archaeologists visited the site and conducted a detailed survey of the area. They found no evidence of violence or struggle and concluded that the villagers had left the site voluntarily. However, their report did not provide any definitive answers as to why the villagers had left or where they had gone. Another theory is that the villagers may have been the victims of a mass suicide. This theory is supported by the fact that the villagers' sled dogs were killed and buried in a shallow grave, which could indicate that the villagers were preparing for a journey from which they did not intend to return. However, if this were the case, the question remains, why have the 2,000 villagers never been found? The disappearance of the Anjikuni people remains one of Canada's most enduring mysteries, with no clear explanation for what happened to this remote Inuit community. While various theories have been proposed, none of them have been proven definitively. The case continues to fascinate researchers and the public alike, and it is likely that new theories and investigations will emerge in the years to come. The disappearance of the Anjikuni people is a haunting reminder of the fragility of human life and the enduring power of mystery and myth. Let us know in the comments down below what you think really happened to the Anjikuni people. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.